Greetings, welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, Picard episode 4.
We're rolling along. We've got the first of our big guest stars, only for a little bit.
Oh, we didn't even see him. He was behind the scenes the whole time directing this episode. Jonathan Frakes, yeah.
We got him too.
There's a time when you want to call a Romulan's bluff, and there's a time when you don't. Wouldn't you say?
Well, one does not always have the luxury.
Yeah, you've got to choose your time and place with them. True or false?
Yes, wherever possible.
We're still putting the band together a little bit.
Yeah. That we are. This, I like how this started out with, the Romulan relocation hub 14 years ago on planet Vashti.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see Picard, and he was visiting the sisters.
Yeah.
We're taking care of a little boy named Elnor, who we know from the trailer grows up to be a warrior.
A pretty cool sword guy.
But
and we finally know it's a sword Romulan instead of a sword Vulcan. Okay, we know this
confirmed,
now.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that he was like reading to him, and it's like, oh, here's the Three Musketeers, and it's like, oh, it's kind of like he has a son here.
Yeah, it was cute.
Completely abandoned.
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah,
we've seen this with Worf. We'll see this with Picard.
Because they sometimes do.
Yes.
Because they sometimes do.
Shusak fell in a heap.
D'Artagnan then cast an anxious and rapid glance over the field of battle.
I'm busy, Raffi.
Yeah, and then we got the whole attack on Mars, and he had to leave. Never went back.
Mm-hmm. So I liked a couple things from there. One, I really liked contrasting the welcome that he got when he beamed in 14 years ago to the welcome he gets when he beams in later.
Yeah.
Very, very different. And I really like the element of absolute candor here as it stands. Again, contrasted against what we've been getting from the Romulans on the Borg cube, and they're just like, everything's a secret to Romulans. We never say what we mean. We never show our true feelings. Everything's duplicity. And then we have this offshoot that is just the absolute exact opposite of that.
Chris, if you were a member of the Tal Shiar, could you tell me?
No, I couldn't. And I wouldn't tell you anyway.
Well, you haven't aged today. I really enjoyed when they were on the ship or whatever, and Rios is reading the tragic sense of life, and Agnes comes by, and it's just like you're gonna go on to your theories, but I think this guy's just picking out books to look like he's hopeless, and he's doing it intentionally.
I used to live with a guy who liked paper books. I bothered him too.
What did he used to do about it?
Here's my dad. He had to put up with it.
Okay, so the crazy fan theory for Rios here is that he is also one of the holograms. I guess he'd be, like, we've seen emergency communications hologram, we've seen emergency medical hologram, we saw emergency tactical hologram, we have seen emergency hospitality hologram. There was a hospitality emergency on that ship. So I guess that would make him the emergency command hologram. And he's having these issues with his existence and his sentience, and how does he relate? He wouldn't have the fear of death that he's reading about. He wouldn't have to be aware of that as an artificial being. And maybe this would explain why the ship he was serving on was just deleted from the records, because who knows how we feel about these self-aware, intelligent holograms after this whole synth ban wave.
It seems a little odd that a working ship should have a hospitality hologram.
I came with a basic installation, sir, but you're right, hospitality emergencies are rare on this vessel.
So that's the crazy fan theory, and I think there's already a couple holes in it, but it's a little interesting. One, the first time we saw him, he was bleeding. So maybe
he had something in him.
Yeah, maybe that's just something he does. Maybe that's part of the suffering. Because he certainly wasn't reacting to it.
It's because he's tough and he's drinking.
He's a cool guy.
And he's drinking and smoking cigars. He's a badass.
Yeah, because he's a cool guy.
I'm not on board with this theory, and I think that beginning introduction completely disproves it.
I don't know. I want to see where this goes. There's definitely something going on with him and this whole hollow ship. And I don't think he has
a crew.
I don't think it's just a quirk. I think there's going to be some kind of twist here with him and all the holograms.
I think his ex-girlfriend did this to him. And then he just found it convenient that they occasionally help out, even though they kind of annoy him.
I don't know, man.
I did enjoy his conversation with Agnes, though. I thought that was a good talk for both of them.
I actually really liking Agnes. I just sort of like her naive and sort of wide-eyed observations. They sort of mirror like someone watching the show in some ways. Like she's so much the outsider to all this stuff. Oh, is this a secret meeting?
Am I part of the crew?
Yeah, can I be here? Wow, that's a thing. They have like ninja space Romulan nuns. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you even suggest it? Makes me seriously question your mental state. The idea of going there isn't just a bad idea. It's bizarre.
Raffi was annoyed with the detour, but Picard's just like, I need a younger stunt double because I can't do action.
I can't even run upstairs anymore.
We were lied to, Chris, when he was fencing. It was one strike.
Yeah, it's like, we need this for the trailer. It was like, okay, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, so he goes back and it's like no humans or Romulans only sign everywhere, and everybody's disgruntled, and there's like, hey, Picard's here. Yeah, he's back. Yeah, fuck that guy. And he goes to see the sisters, and we see Elnor pretty grown up, looking tough.
It's all grown up.
Yeah, well trained with a sword. So joins him on his quest.
Yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see where that character goes. I want to know more about his upbringing. Did he keep reading Earth classics? Does he have? Did he keep reading? Or is this going to be like a lot of Three Musketeers references, which we have seen a fair amount in Star Trek already? Archer's dog is a musketeer.
Barclay's holodeck.
Yeah,
program.
Barclay's holodeck's a musketeer. There's been a lot of that, and or maybe he's kept up with Earth literature. Maybe he really missed Picard and he was trying to learn more about him.
Well, yeah, that's one of the aspects I really liked was. As much as he had to get Picard's story, he was still upset that Picard didn't come back and visit him, because he's like the little abandoned boy. Like he thinks of him as his dad of some sort.
Yeah.
So I think that's I wasn't fully on board, which it's hard to tell when you're just watching the trailer. But when I was watching the trailer, I was like, Romulan with a sword, they're just putting that in for action, this and that. Now I'm like, oh,
it did look pretty goofy because he just looks like sword Legolas or something. It really feels like it doesn't belong in Star Trek.
I was happy with the decap. That's what I wanted.
That was like an anime style decapitation, and as soon as they did it, I'm like, oh, they're doing this, aren't they? And just slices through him. His head stays on for a solid beat, and then just slides off. It's like, yeah.
Seems like an interesting character, though, that it could really build into something. We jump back and forth with the Romulan cube there. Yeah. And Soji's checking out Ramda, watching her vlogs, and then examining the body.
There's still not that much happening on the cube, I don't think. We didn't didn't go too far.
It's like there was a 30-second clip of the cube and then back to Picard's story. It's like, guys are really just sprinkling this in here.
Yeah.
She's talking to Narek, they're having drinks, and she's like, hey, how come you know everything and do anything you want on here?
Have you been watching me?
Not in the way that you mean it.
No uniform, no insignia, no rank. You go anywhere you like on the artifact and you know things.
And then he shows her the art of sliding on smooth surfaces.
I was a little worried initially. I was both interested and worried. It's like, okay, we're gonna see a Borg ritual. Borg don't really have rituals. Are we expanding the lore here, or are we just pooping on the lore? How am I? And then it was just flirting. I'm like, oh, okay, we've completely sidestepped this.
I was just like, oh my god, is there a waxed floor and you gotta slide on? At least take her ice skating. Be like, oh, down here is all frozen, but no, that to me that was just a bit stupid.
Oh, they were having a good time.
Yeah.
It was cute. I don't think it was stupid.
Then they made out, and he kind of annoyed her. So there's this love-hate thing going on. Where there isn't a love-hate thing going on. Yeah, he is.
She can't resist.
It's hard to resist. Yeah. It's hard to resist for a sister too.
Yes, it is. We're just full Lannister. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Romulus is just space Alabama or if there's something with these two in particular.
It just reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Brotherhood of the Wolf. where it's just like the brother was totally into the sister and was messed up, but it made his character's motivations actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. These two just need to fuck already. Like, just get it over with so we can move on.
I just need confirmation that they admit it happened at one point. But we got really drunk, blah 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 blah. Like, just.
Oh God. I'm really not sure where they're going with this. I don't know why it's there.
She's gonna kill some girl because she's flirting with her brother, and it's gonna be a constant jealousy thing. Maybe she'll put on a disguise one day and just fucking go at it.
Yeah, I do. We're making jokes, but this is actually really weird, and I want some information.
Maybe the two actors are actually just dating, and they just can't hide this chemistry.
Maybe.
I take it she's anatomically correct?
Just can't hide the chemistry here. Guys, you know, that looked a bit, we're siblings, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just how Romulans
really
are.
Close,
you know? You just think that because you're human and you have different
look on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to hear Elnor knows about Data's cat.
Yeah.
Orange cat named
Told
Spot.
The stories.
That's awesome. And now we got the little fencing in town. Romulans in this, man. I tell you, they're just, oh yeah, Picard, you left us. He relocated your ass from dying.
Yes.
And, like, helped you build this entire civilization.
I mean, I do sort of understand their point to a degree. It's like they've been living in pretty much poverty in some sort of, like, Old West style desert shithole.
I'm assuming they have a replicator, okay?
But they're also alive.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of glossing over that part where they didn't explode.
Hey, he could have, I've been reading this, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Picard could have just not got involved. The entire Federation could not get involved because the Romulans didn't want them involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'd be dead.
Yeah, I feel like that is a bit of a sticking point. And I'm sort of wondering what was going through Picard's head there where he just waltzed into the bar. Like... Was he trying to bait Elnor into helping him?
I kind of felt that.
Because that's actually kind of underhanded for Picard.
Yeah.
That's like, a little... I was like, was he doing that, or is he just having like a too much Federation ideals kind of protest here? He's just like, we're all going to get along and you're going to like it.
I was like, this is a senile old man just throwing signs around. I was like, okay, I'm down with that side of Picard. Mm-hmm. Bring it. But yeah, now the Romulans crying about, you should have done more for me. It's just like, take care. You just talked about how you guys are self-reliant and like all this, and then you're like, oh, but you left us. You know why he left.
Yeah.
Like, he was handicapped.
Mm-hmm. Like, well, actually, do they? Did he give them any information?
They knew the synths attacked Mars, and then Starfleet pulled out after that. They would have found that out. But, like, what was he supposed to do? He was out of Starfleet at that point. He was supposed to come back. Be like, hey guys, let me help you farm and show you how to make wine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, could have given them wine.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got a antique bird of prey in this.
I was disappointed by how quickly it went down.
Yeah, I was disappointed by like how the fight was happening. I was just like, it's really not making a lot of sense. Like, why are they waiting? Why not just leave? And he still warped out in the sector.
We've given up on that rule, I think.
Yeah.
You know what? I've also surprisingly I've gotten used to the swearing. Like, they just keep doing it, and the one this episode barely even fazed me. I was like, oh, all right. He said fuck.
I'm just like, I'm reading it in the book, and Raffi's a foul-mouthed little sailor there, and I was just like, my God, like, there's just no need for it. I'm fine with swearing. I swear all the fucking time, Chris, but there's just no need for it sometimes in Star Trek.
Yeah.
We're beyond that.
It's an interesting... I think I saw Michael Chabon talking about this and other things a little bit, and he was making more of the argument that swearing is... It's human emotion, it's human nature. We need to have these taboo words for, particularly emotional moments. And the reason that there wasn't swearing in Star Trek before was because it was more of a network thing rather than it it's one of those things that like humanity has evolved beyond. Or there's arguments for both sides.
Watch where you're going, you dumbass! Well, double dumbass on you!
As long as it's more natural than it was in Disco.
Hey, if he starts swearing about his fucking daisies, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Roll that clip.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are gonna kill all my lilies!
What are you doing?
Pest control.
I thought we agreed no live rounds in the house.
It isn't the house, it's the garden.
But as long as it's not like it wasn't Discovery, because the Discovery scene was just like, hey guys, look what we can say. Look what we can say. There were so many better times to have cursing than there.
Vorka should have cursed. Like,
that would have made actual sense. Like, that would have been pretty interesting with where it went for the reveal. It would have been like, oh, all right.
Tired of these fucking Klingons.
Yeah.
My triple hates me. I don't know why. I thought it was weird that Picard was like, oh, like, beam me up, and then he's like, okay, we're beaming you up, and they beam both him and Elnor up, but like, he never said two to beam
They
up.
always know. They always know the appropriate amount.
Technical detail Frakes should have had.
Yeah, there was emergency transport.
Also, another technical detail is when Narek and Soji are drinking, I'm just like, every shot, he's like taking a shot, and it's like, that's an editing thing, guys. Pay attention here.
No, that's intentional because he's a hologram, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, everybody's a hologram to you now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. That's just an excuse to feel me up. Yeah, it was cool to see the Romulan warbird. It looked in really good condition for something so old.
They just stuck some paint on it.
And we got that little tiny ship that was flying around and helping them out, sort of. It was so tiny. It was like, it just reminded me of the TOS episode with that little like gnat that was flying around.
Okay.
And it went so fast that they couldn't hit it.
Weight 500 kilograms. Length fraction over 1 meter.
500 kilos and only 1 meter long?
What kind of intelligent creatures could exist in a thing that small?
Situation.
Because that's exactly what happened.
Cute girl driving this one too.
Yeah.
You owe me a ship to be like, you want some change from my pocket? Because that's how big your ship was.
Yes. Tough little ship.
Not really.
No, actually it exploded.
And her bad piloting, come on. She bounced that off a shield.
She did alright.
Thank God they beamed her aboard.
Yeah.
Did they lower shields? I don't know.
Well, the bird of prey was disabled at that point.
Yeah.
7 of 9.
You owe me a ship, Picard.
Yeah, it was interesting they had a warlord, like, just the whole place had gone to poverty, and the warlord just... Yeah.
That's what happens when the Federation pulls out. You know, that's like why they were around Bajor, is to prevent that kind of thing.
When the Federation pulls out.
Yeah.
We got Emmett, his, like, Mexican tactical hologram.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he did anything. I'm watching him, it's like he's not touching controls.
Yeah.
He's kind of
not
just
that
like...
he needs to, because he is the ship.
But it's just like, it's like his advisor would be like, yeah, you know what? They probably only got 6 shots left. Like,
whatever, man.
In my, like, anti-hologram thing here, I'm picturing, like, he scanned himself. But then, like, why did he give himself different looks and different, like, accents? I was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I don't know.
And people are going to think you're very narcissistic when they come aboard.
And I'm feeling like this whole he is a hologram thing is going to be completely torn apart next episode, because we see them go to a planet.
Yeah.
And unless he's got a mobile emitter stashed somewhere... Yeah, I don't know.
I think we forgot to mention it last time, and there was a moment here where Picard says, like, oh, like, you're the captain, like, you say it. But last time we forgot to mention, like, his engaged. Like, we said that he said it, but they were all like, hey, you want to say it? Yeah, he said it. Like, that's our thing. They shouldn't be excited about that. Like, yeah, he said engaged, like, it's cool. That's our thing to be excited about.
Yeah, well, that's why Raffi rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, God, this guy is engaged.
Raffi, I tell ya.
But no, I like how Picard just sort of assumes he's in command. He's like, oh, right, sorry.
Yeah.
Your ship.
Well, I mean, it is his mission.
Yeah.
Call Central Station. Tell them it's me.
That was the first thing we did. Frankly, they were not impressed.
Renting.
I guess he's paying the guy if he wants him to put it on the channel, then he puts it on the
channel. I'm sure like he was a commander or an XO or whatever. I'm sure he's got a lot of experience, but he's no Captain Picard. No. Be like, how should I handle this? Well, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a trailer for next week. Looks like they're going to a costume party.
Yeah, they're going to the party planet.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So overall thoughts?
It's rolling along. I still really like the world building that we're getting with the Romulans. You know, I think that's something that we've talked about before on this show. I think is how underdeveloped the Romulans are within Star Trek, just as a civilization compared to something like the Klingons or the Vulcans or even the Ferengi. It's like all we ever saw was like Tomahawk on a screen. We don't really know about the Romulan civilization. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on there.
We have recovered one of your survivors.
He is on board your ship?
He is being treated for severe injuries.
And his craft?
Destroyed. Deliberately.
I'm okay with the redesign of the Romulans, because compared to the Klingon redesign, all we got was some different haircuts. Maybe the eyebrows were slightly different. That's about it.
Yeah, some people have ridges. Some people are from the north.
Yeah,
like whatever. Yeah. That makes sure.
I'm okay with the redesign. I really liked how this episode opened. I like the whole idea of his Elnor character being like a son almost to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could develop really well.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Agnes and Rios chatting. I was just like, could be a good comedy duo here.
Mm-hmm.
I think his sarcasm is going to really carry the show. The more screen time he gets.
I am really enjoying like the characters. We have all these very different characters with very different strengths and different personalities. And one of the issues with Discovery is it wasn't as character driven. And even when it was, so many of these characters were so similar. It's like Burnham's a scientist, Tilly's a scientist, Stamets is a scientist, Saru is a scientist. It's like in this we're seeing so many different
You're brilliant, I'm brilliant.
Yeah. And everybody's bringing something new to the table. And another thing that I'm really enjoying so far is, at least as far as Picard is concerned, the scale is so much smaller. This is a more character-driven piece, and it's smaller stakes as right now as far as Picard's concerned. He's just out there rescuing a girl.
Look, Daja's sister is in grave danger. She may already be dead. I am as eager to get to Free Cloud as you.
And there's these other forces involved that he doesn't know about. There's some forces involved that he does, but it's not, the galaxy's gonna explode in 5 minutes and only you can stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we always put spoilers on the videos, but I'm going to warn you, I'm going to talk a few book spoilers here. So if you don't want to know who the captain of the Enterprise is, then time to click away. Thanks for your watch. I'm enjoying the, this book has just been a fun read so far because I'm learning more about Raffi, and she had a kid and a husband, so I'm just like, why is Raffi always angry? Well, she kind of screwed over probably relationship with them because of this. Mm-hmm. Kid was still playing soccer, still a young kid, and doing the whole relocation for almost 10 years took away from her personal life, and so many people were angry. It's just like Geordi went to Mars to build all these ships, and everybody's like, we don't want to help them, we want to do what we were doing before, explore and do all this other stuff, and be like, no, that's on hold, we're helping these people. So that explains the universe a lot, which I really enjoyed. And then we got the conversation with Picard, where it's just like the Admiral's just like, well, if you're going to lead this, you can't be commander of the Enterprise because the flagship can't be going into Romulan space for this. You'll have to take on a new ship and blah, 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 blah. So who's going to be a commander? Well, how about Worf? Which leads me to believe that it's still the Enterprise E, because if the Enterprise E had been destroyed and they had an F, then they probably would have picked somebody different.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have just gone up there.
I'm expecting at some point to see the E and expecting to see Worf.
Yeah, if Worf actually is the captain of the Enterprise in this, then I'd be shocked if we don't see it, because Captain Picard can call in a favor or two there.
And like now I'm just like, I want to see it, and I want to know who his XO is. I want to know who his chief engineer. I want to know which people from other series are now on that ship.
Yes, still Ensign Harry Kim. God damn it.
I was saying to you the other day, I was just like, he just jumped from ensign to first officer, and he's Worf's first officer.
No,
got a new haircut.
I'd love to see him back for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were just listing off people like Tuvok could be his first officer because Tuvok was the first officer on the Titan for Riker for a little bit there. Mm-hmm. Wesley could be
Wesley is a time traveling space wizard.
Yeah, if he didn't give it up,
he's not going to be on the Enterprise.
He didn't realize the heroin addiction of time traveling, and now he's gone through withdrawal and he's gone back to Starfleet, and that's why he was on that deleted scene for the Titan.
That chat he had with Tasha Yar amounted to nothing. I am a little surprised to hear that it's Worf, just because we've explicitly stated in canon that he's never going to get a command.
Well, they brought that up too. They brought up the whole, going back to save Jadzia part, and Picard's just like, what a mistake. Since a flawless record before, a flawless record after. I think this is the right choice. And also, it sends a message by putting a Klingon in charge of a Federation starship flagship.
The flagship.
Yeah. Like, it's interesting. And they had to pick somebody we knew. Mm-hmm. It couldn't just be somebody else.
Yeah. It can't be Captain Rando of the Starship Enterprise. It's got to be someone you know.
Yeah. And now I'm just curious who his crew is. And maybe when they finally reveal it in the show, then they could throw a novel our way and be like, hey, here's an adventure of Worf as captain.
Yeah.
Because I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as always, thanks for watching.